All right, this is the play that essentially ended the Ravens' playoff run this year against the Bills. The Bills had just had a great. I have a video on that. Their great drive to start the second half. Some great play calling and space design by Brian DeBole to open up wide, go down the middle, then fake down middle and go wide, and he just went like an accordion down the field with some great play calling for a touchdown. The Ravens' own offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, came straight back doing the perfect thing because they had done a lot of running the first half, a lot of play action, letting little dink passes for Jackson. There was a heavy wind on this night, so deep passes were hard. So little play action and dink passes. And the Ravens went down the field. So two nice game plans coming out of halftime by the offensive coordinators. But when they got down here third and goal, Sean McDermott, whose mentor is Jim Johnson, the great Jim Johnson of the Philadelphia Eagles, who was experimenting in a different way than Dick LeBeau. Dick LeBeau started the zone blitz and made it famous, but Jim Johnson did a lot of zone blitz in a very different way, more out of a 4-3 instead of the 3-4, and with mixing coverages more. Dick LeBeau always went to like a cover three. He liked to protect in the back with a cover three while mixing up all the blitzing up front. Jim Johnson mixed up the blitzing and he went into the zone as well. So he did zone blitzing, but when he mixed up front, but he also mixed in the back. He would sometimes do a cover two, cover one, cover three. He mixed things up. Now, so Jim Johnson was like the guy that led to everything today. But his guy that led to him was Dick LeBeau. So every coach, every innovator builds on the next. But everything you're saying, what I call PS defense, aggressive variety, all kinds of different defensive variety that you see now, it has Jim Johnson involved. Though this kind of thing you're seeing right here by the Bills is more of the psycho front. But that's third and goal. So on passing downs, the psycho front was mainly Rex Ryan, which he got, of course, from Buddy Ryan. So again, and the whole mixing of coverages goes way back to Joe Lee Dunn. So you had Joe Lee Dunn doing incredible aggression, and he would sometimes bring like 8 players on a blitz, and other times he'd like bring no one, have like one guy rushing, or sometimes no one. He experimented really extreme. Buddy Ryan had aggressive blitzes with a lot of heavy man coverage, press coverage, and then Dick LeBeau figured out how to do zone blitzing. And then Jim Johnson mixed the coverages and the zone blitzing, and now we have what we have today. But Rex Ryan, Buddy Ryan's son, while at the Ravens, would do this kind of thing, the psycho, and everybody's doing it. This just means you got a lot of guys up on the line, basically, just like it sounds, psycho. And it looks crazy, but you don't know who's going to blitz. And sometimes you can have them all standing up, but they have actually 4 down linemen here. So again, Sean McDermott knows some of this Ryan, psycho stuff as well in its background. But Jim Johnson was his big mentor, so he loves to mix coverages. And then his defensive coordinator, Leslie Frazier, was a Monty Kiffin guy, and that's the Tampa 2. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. And he also had some mix of he also had Buddy Ryan, and I think he played for Buddy Ryan, or I think so. So he has that mix of stuff too. So this is what they're doing here. This is great. I love this. Yeah, up here, third and goal, 3 wide receivers to the left, a tight end there, and then 1 to the right. What they call, I guess, trips left. And then you have these guys, a couple guys standing up. You don't know who's going to blitz and what have you. From this, they go back into what really is a Tampa 2, but because it's on the goal line, it almost looks like a Tampa 5. I'll explain. So here we go. We don't know what's going to happen, right? All these guys drop off. It looks like one of those guys standing actually, one of them. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. But one of these guys blitzes, and one of the defensive linemen jumps off. No? Oh, no, I'm sorry. My fault. All these defensive linemen came, and the other 3 guys standing backed off. So there you go. So no blitz. 4-man rush. These guys drop into a zone. Jackson goes back. If it's just a regular cover 2, he should be good to go, right? Didn't work out. What the? I mean, and this looks like a mess, right? This looks like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is like cover 5 with 2 guys underneath in the zone. But why are they in the middle of the field? And then you got a 4-man rush. So why? But that's what happened. You can see where Lamar was going to this tight end, Mickey Andrews, and the guy jumped in front of it. And why this happened, I don't really know. You can't let a guy run 100 yards for a touchdown here. Mickey Andrews, what are you doing there, my friend? I know this guy came over to block, but that's a little lazy on Andrews' part. He needed more react. I think he was shocked. I think there was a lot of shock on the Ravens' part, and they all just stood there for a second. And it only takes a second in the NFL. These guys are fast. Stands there for a second. I think that's Matt Milano, maybe, whatever. He takes advantage, blocks him, and we're off to the races. Look at these guys. Look at this guy standing too much. Too much standing, and now you're in trouble. Now, look at it. Look at this guy. Was he injured? Look at that, 70. I didn't notice that when this play went off a couple of weeks ago. No, this isn't good enough right here. Right there. This guy. That's not good enough. I know he's a big guy. You can't get over there? Probably not. Anyway, this guy's got... I think there was a lot of shock and a total letdown, and the game was essentially over. Lamar did his best. Lamar was so furious, but even at the end there, with the blockers in front of him, you can see Lamar right here. Fuck, I just lost the game. That sucks. I feel bad for him. He's doing a lot of right things, but tricky defense. Now, let's take a look at this for a second. I love this. So here's what we have here. So like I said, the three guys standing up all back off, okay? But here's the neat thing. Two of the linebackers just go into a zone, and I think they're supposed to go wide. And then this linebacker heads straight down the middle. These are the two safeties right here. That's a Tampa too. The two safeties head back, cover each side, and what happens in a cover two, you leave the middle open. So you take a linebacker and race him back in the middle. That's classic Tampa 2, invented by Monty Kiffin and Tony Dungy. So look. So the safeties are spreading out wide, and this linebacker, it looks like he has this man-to-man, but he really doesn't, because see this guy? He looks like he'd have this guy man-to-man, but he doesn't. See, he's in a short zone, but this linebacker's in a deep zone, and he saw this guy going deep. So that's Tampa 2, but because we're on the goal line, there's one cornerback, and there's a cornerback over here. They go back, see that cornerback there is pretty far back. That almost is like a cover 4 instead of a cover 2 with the guy down the middle, which makes it 5. So that's like a Tampa 5. Tampa 2 is a cover 2 with the guy down the middle. So cover 4 with the guy down the middle will be like what I call Tampa 5. Honestly, it's not really that. I just love it. It sounds cool. So I'm going to say Tampa 5. I think it's just Tampa 2, but whatever. But these guys were in the end zone here. So this guy you can see isn't that deep, but will go back deep if he has to. Yeah. And then why the interception? First, you got all those guys racing back. Lamar notices that. He sees that this guy's on him, but he's thinking, I think this is man. And if it's man, Andrews is a great tight end. He should beat him. But it's not. It's a zone. It's a Tampa 2. So that, number one, this guy's he's already back, racing back. It makes it easy for him to cover a guy streaking to the end zone. If Andrews stopped and pulled up like a run and shoot option route, and he had the option to stop, he could have stopped, and this dude would have ran himself out of the play, and it would have been an easy catch. But because that was the play design, and it's not a bad play design. It's almost like verticals. Guys going right down. Well, this guy was heading out. It's not terrible. It's not great. But anyway, but the bottom line is this was like a Tampa 2. This guy's racing deep. That messes. But still, Jackson's like, he's concentrating on the fact that Andrews is a talent. That's why sometimes you get in trouble by doing matchups, and you think Andrews will win this matchup. I'd rather go where there's space. All NFL players are decent. I know there's big differences. But it's not as big as you think. They're all good or they wouldn't be there. Go to the space. But we're going to go to the talent. We're going to see if we can get this matchup to work. Well, here's the problem. Oh, it looks like Andrews did stop. Well, because the guy was backpedaling. That must have been an option. He altered the route, I would think. But whatever it is, he wanted to get to the end zone first. He hits a stop button. He could, and that's what Lamar was waiting for, I guess. So I'm wrong on that now that I'm looking at it. So he was just waiting for that. That's fine. Problem is they are really in a zone. Buffalo would do a lot of man-to-man at times, but they'll mix in a lot of zone. It's a big mix from McDermott. It's really good. Whereas Ravens do a lot of man. But they'll mix it too. They mix it a lot. Martindale's really good. He mixes a lot. So this was not the man that maybe Jackson thought he was getting. And I'm not going to say that was the thought process. It may have been simply, I like Andrews and I know he can get this guy, but that's like thinking like a man. See, here's the zone guy and here's the other zone guy. And then you had these guys, the cornerbacks on the outside zone. So this Johnson did a great job. He's a great reader. He did this throughout the game and other games I've seen him. He's acting like he has this guy, right? But we got a safety here. We've got another guy out here, a cornerback. He really did have this guy, but he's just a great read. Lamar's just staring this guy down too long. Lamar's not the greatest pocket passer. He's so much better with his feet. You've got to always try to use his feet more. He's better than I would expect as a pocket passer, I will say. He's got a great arm. He's got some great instincts, but this is just too much staring this guy down. This guy in the zone, Johnson was able to come off of here. Right here. There it is. Perfect. Lamar just stared it down way too much. Interception. Boom. So, but again, this is set up because this guy in the middle is racing deep. If this guy was trying to cover man and just raced over to get Andrews, Andrews just heads to the center and Lamar lets go of that ball right away. Lamar was lucky he had good blocking. He had good protection because he had to hold this ball for a while. Nice blocking there or he's screwed. And I think that right tackle there is the guy that, I don't want to blame whoever. They did a nice job blocking, and then someone just stood there and let Johnson run the other way. But anyway, so Lamar could have just got rid. If this was man, Andrews is already burning him probably. But it's not. It's not cover 2, man under, cut 2 under. No, it's Tampa 2. He's racing back. Andrews breaks his route, enables this guy to pull in there. Great call, great timing of the call, great little simple design. Jim Johnson's got to be sitting up there smiling. And so I'm not trying to make an excuse for Lamar. He did stare him down too long, but that would have tricked a lot of other quarterbacks too, believe me, not just Lamar. Good stuff. It looks simple to us sitting here. It's a lot different when you're on the field. I played football, believe me, I understand. I didn't play professional, but I played college. And you think I like sitting here looking at this. Wow, it's a lot easier from here. Anyway, Lamar is good, man. I'm rooting for Lamar for the future.